We'll get started in about 4 minutes. Check the low one. We'll get started here in about 3 minutes. Are we live now?
Yeah.
Excellent. Mr. Jonathan, can you click on the mixer? The top, how is my voice? Is it at? Okay. Excellent. Test, test, test. 1 minute, guys. All right. Go ahead and drop. You stand tall and drop. All right, repeat after me. Say, I come to you with only karate, empty hands. I have no weapons, but should I be forced to defend myself, my principles, or my honor? Should it be a matter of life or death, or right or wrong? Here are my weapons, karate, empty hands. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and get started with warm-ups, starting with jumping jacks. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And side to side. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And front to backs. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. and up and down. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and run in place. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and high knees. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and butt kickers. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And ski runs. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And in and out. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And squat jumps. Make sure when you guys are doing squat jumps, you're not leaning forward. Right? We're here. We're squatting straight up and down. Ready? Squat jumps. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And hip rotations. We're going to go in and then out. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, now we're going to go out and then in. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All right, and push-up position. Go ahead. All right, when I say down, you're going to do a push-up. When I say up, when I say down, you're going to go down. When I say up, you're going to push up, and then say 1, and so on. Ready? Down. Up. 1. Down. Up. 2. Down. Up. 3. Down. Up. 4. Down. Up. 5. Down. Up. 6. Down. Up. 7. Down. Up. 8. Down. Up. 9. Down. Hold it. 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 And up. 10. Good. All right. Now we're going to have both legs out just like this. So let's see you guys have both legs out. Reach your toes. Good. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And one leg out, go ahead. Good, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and switch your legs. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And Butterfly stretch, so feet are together, pull it in, slightly push your knees down, too hard, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, now take your feet, push your feet away, and then drop your chest. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, and one leg over the other. So you should have one leg over the leg that's flat. Your arm on the same side as your leg that's flat is going to hug your leg, hold it tight, and then pull. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and switch your legs. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and frog stretch, so knees out. Drop your hips. Good, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and downward dog. Check your heels on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and dive all the way. Just like this. Good, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. And then sink back. And ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. One arm across. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switch arms. Good, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Then one arm behind your back. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and switch your arms. Good, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and slowly start to stand up. Shake it all out. Excellent. All right, so for the past couple of weeks with our falling section, we have been working on starting from the ground and working all the way to our feet. You guys have been working on the falls. Since the first week we've been working on side falls from standing. So we're going to go ahead and start in our squatted position this time, so not on our bum or not on the side, but we're going to start in our squatted position. And then as we drill it today, we're just refining it. Right? We're just going to refine what we already have and make it better so that we're prepared for next week, which is what would be tip test. Except we're not going to be able to tip you guys, so we just call it test. So we're here. We're going to start in our squatting position. All right, so from this point, right? I need to make sure that the leg that I kick out in front of me, my same side arm is the one that's slapping, right? So if I'm going to slap the ground with my right hand, I'm going to kick out my leg with my right leg. If I'm going to slap the ground with my left arm, I'm going to kick out my left leg, all right? So I like my right side, so I'm going to start on my right side. I'm going to take my right arm and bring it across my chest. You guys can follow with me. From here, we're going to take your same side leg and kick it across your body, just like this. Good. Then fall to that side and slap the ground. Okay. And as we slap the ground, it's very important that we contour down our body, right? Just like when we whip. When we whip out, we always slide our elbow downward and then we whip out. Right? When we slap the ground, we're whipping. Right? We're sliding our elbow down and whipping down. Okay? If we are doing these slaps where we're slapping up high, right, we're going to create a lot of tension in our shoulders. And if you practice like that for a long time, not only is it going to be hard for you to do these back falls, enough power to slap, very hard, but you're also going to start tearing up your shoulder. Right? So we're going to whip downward, just like this. Okay, so I want you guys to do that 5 times from the squatted position with the detail of slapping while contouring. Okay, that's what you're focusing on right now. Okay, so we're here, arms crossed, cross, fall to your side, and slap. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the next detail we want to make sure that we have is that we're breathing out, right? Same with our back falls, same with our front falls. If I don't breathe out, I'm going to get the wind knocked out of me. Right? Just like when somebody kicks you or hits or punches you in the gut, right? And you forget to breathe out. It's gonna hurt a lot, right? So we're gonna do 5 more reps, but now we're focusing on the detail of breathing out. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. We're here. Cross, fall to your side and stop. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Very well. All right, so now let's go ahead and stand up on our feet. All right, so now, along with those 2 details, as we do our side fall from our feet, we're going to go ahead and start with the leg that's going to slide across our body in front. Right? We're going to stick it in front to make it easier for us to slide it across our body. Okay? Again, our same side arm is across our chest. Take that leg, slide it across your body. But remember, as that leg slides across your body, you don't want to lift it up. Right? You don't want to kick it up in the air. As it slides out, you're going to drop into your squat. So watch me first, and then we'll practice it 5 times. So we're here. It slides across. I fall to my bum, then to my side, and then I slap and bring it back. Okay? Here, as that leg's sliding, it stays on the ground into that squat. Okay, I almost dropped straight down. Okay, that's my goal. Okay, so let's practice it 5 times, but from our feet this time. All right, ready? Go ahead. The leg slides across. Back. 1. 4. Depending on your situation, as in if when you slap the ground, if you're going to be bothering people, right, and they're going to tell you to be quiet, then you can slap the ground softly in this case. I want you guys, if that's the case, I encourage you guys to go outside at some point and practice your side falls where you can really slap the ground pretty hard. If you are going to do side falls and when you slap it's not going to bother anybody, then what I want you to do is slap the ground so you hear a noise. Okay? You want to fall to the side and at least hear a noise when you slap. Okay? Alright, so now as we do this side fall, okay, it's very important that we don't rotate to our back. So sometimes as I slide my foot out, people will go to their side, fall to their side, and then they'll roll to their back and slap with one arm. Okay, when we're doing side falls, we're going to stay on our side. Okay, you're here, I'm kicking my leg out, and I'm falling to my side. And hopefully you guys remember from last week I talked about how, and the week before really, about how if we're close to the mat or close to the ground and we fall sideways, we're not going to have time to do our back falls. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. So make sure you're not rolling onto your back, flat on your back. You're staying on your side. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. Mr. Caden, can I have you stand right here? Okay, so we've got a live stream going, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to work with you guys individually on Zoom to make sure you have this. For the people who happen to be watching through this live stream, Mr. Caden's going to be practicing it, and I want you guys practicing it over and over again. Once you feel like you have it down on one side, you can practice on the other side as well. Yeah, just working on the side fall. Excellent. So I'm going to walk out of frame here. Alright, so starting with Mr. Aiden. Good. So after you slap the ground, I want you to take your hand and bring it right back in front of you. Then you've got it. Good. Yep, that was it. Very good. Excellent. All right, Miss Clara. Stop. Set up. Very good. Good. That's it. All right, and then Mr. Jacob, let's see it. So, you have every single step. I'm going to add one more detail for you. So as you slide that leg out, so I'll show it right here. As you slide that leg out, you don't want to kick it out and then fall. You want that leg to be sliding as you're falling. So your foot stops moving to the side once you've fallen and touched your bum to the ground. Does that make sense? Otherwise it keeps kicking out. So that's how you should be timing it. So go ahead and try it one more time. There you go. That was better. Good. Excellent. Okay. Thank you. And if you think about it, all of the steps, or at least most of them, that you have to do for your back fall, and a lot of them for your front fall as well, are still in your side fall, right? You still have to make sure your head doesn't hit the ground. You still have to make sure that you're slapping with your palm at a 45-degree angle. You still have to make sure you're breathing out, right? You still have to make sure that your hands come up to protect you, okay? Especially if you're going against an opponent, right? Maybe they pushed you to the side and you had a side fall, okay? Or they tripped you sideways, so you have to do this side fall, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hand you guys to Mr. Caden. So I'll give you guys about 30 seconds, maybe less, to go grab your nunchucks. Go for it.
today is tip test. We are going to be reviewing the things that we have worked on for the past 2 weeks. And that is our looping figure 8 and our neck race. Okay. So, first we're going to start with our looping figure 8. What you're going to do is you're going to take a nunchuck, you're going to turn it so your palm is facing up. And then you're going to bring it around your body. And then you're going to turn your hand so your palm is facing up, but the other way. So it's now like this. And then you bring it in front of you, you switch. Go behind you, switch. Go in front of you, switch. Just like that. When you do it fast, it looks like this. Besides the dropping part. Don't drop it. So go ahead and work on that for a little bit, and then we'll move on to our neck roll. One, two, three. 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 Now, looping figure eights, just as a looping figure eight, isn't used quite often in forms, but it is used a lot for setting up a release. So a lot of times you come right here and you have two, and you do 2 looping figure eights to set up for a release. So that's what these are most used for, but of course, before we can use it as a setup, we need to learn the move itself. So, looking on there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And time, statue. So now we're going to be working on our neck rolls. And how you're going to do your neck roll is you put the nunchuck in your dominant hand. So for me, that's my right hand. You're going to cross your body. And so right now, the hand that has a nunchuck in it, it's almost like you're giving yourself a rear naked choke. And that's important because if you have it, say, down here, you're not going to be able to reach around your neck. Okay? So you want to make sure that the back of your hand is almost on the side of your neck, or your hand is on your shoulder, the top of your shoulder. Because then it'll be able to wrap around your neck. In which we can put our non-dominant hand on top, grab the other chuck, and then let go with our dominant hand. So now we've done our neck roll, and we switched what hands we're bearing. On that for a minute or two. It would be really helpful if you turn on your camera. For those of you on Zoom. If you're watching on the live stream, don't worry about it. But it helps me help you. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And time, statue. Now here's what we're going to do. Similar to what we did last week, you guys are going to be making a 5 to 6 moved combo with your nunchucks. And two of those moves, two of the 5 to 6 moves, has to be a looping figure 8 and a neck roll. So within the 5 to 6 move combo, you have to have a looping figure 8 and a neck roll. You guys got it? Yeah? So you have roughly 4 minutes to work on that. Go! Come right here, you can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be creative. Don't. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can be a little bit loose with what one move counts as. So like I would count a triangle strike as one move, just because if you don't, it would take up half your combo. Or if you do one move more than once, like if you say do 2 horizontal figure 8s in a row, I would count that as one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And time. Statue. Why don't you choose whoever has the best attention stance to show me their combo. Let's go with Clara. You mind showing me your combo? Yeah. Forward spin. Backward spin. Triangle strikes. Circle. Spin. Good. Yeah, that was really good. And time. Statue. Now I'm going to hand you guys off to Mr. Jonathan.
All right, hey you guys. So the last 2 weeks we've been kind of working on moving in our fighting stance and taking steps and cutting the corner, right? Fairly simple stuff. That's a lot of what we've been working on. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a warm up. I'm just going to call out moving forward, to the side, or cutting the corner. Forward to the side or backwards. For side to side, you guys, we all have different amounts of room that we have. And so from side to side, I want you guys to kind of pick your own depending on how much room you guys have. All right, does that make sense? So we're in a fighting stance. When I call side, I'm gonna just say side, you pick which side you go to depending on how much room you have. Does that make sense? All right, good. So we're right here, right? We're gonna be in my fighting stance. I'm gonna be calling out forward, backwards, or sides, or cutting the corner. Every single time what I want us to do is throw a jab cross. Whenever I call cutting the corner, throw a hook when we cut the corner. All right, so every time we move in a direction, jab cross, and when we cut the corner, throw that hook. All right? So move forward. Wait for me to call it out, Aiden. It's to the side. So launch to the side. Jab cross. Make sure we jab cross after we move, all right? To the side. Backwards. Cut the corner. Launch forward. Forward. Cut the corner. Jab cross. Just throw a jab cross in the air. Pop up. Good. Launch to the side. To the other side. Make sure we're throwing a jab cross every time we launch from side to side or forward or back. Good. Backwards. Cut the corner. Cut the corner. Cut the corner. Launch forwards. Backwards. To the side. To the side. And time. Alright, awesome job, you guys. Just kind of warming up the body, moving around kind of our fighting stance, right? So now what we're going to do is, now that you guys have that down, what we're going to add in, right? Being able to move in and out and cutting the corner, right? The next thing we're going to add is head. We worked on moving our feet and where our feet go. For you guys, now what we're going to work on is head movement. All right, and all head movement is taking my head off the center line. All right, it doesn't have to be a lot. If a punch is coming from my nose, I move my head slightly, it's going to slide off my face. All right, so what we're going to do practicing this is we are going to go jab, cross, and then weaver and move our head from both sides. So all it's going to be is jab, cross, move our head to both sides. All right, and I'm going to call out so I'm going to call out a direction to go to. You guys are going to launch to that direction, jab, cross, move your head each side. And what this does, all it does is practice moving our head consistently. Because that's the hardest part. A head that's not moving, it's easy to hit. If our head's always moving, like if I'm just moving my head while moving in, it's going to be a lot harder to hit me because I'm moving my head while moving in. Alright, so all this is just practicing and making sure that we're getting enough reps in to make sure we move our head. So we're in a fighting stance. Again, we're going to be calling out directions, and we're not just adding jab, cross, move the head each way. So we're right here. And then remember, it's not a lot. I'm not going a lot from side to side. It's a very slight movement with my head that I'm moving, okay? Just making sure we're always moving our head, because if our head is moving, it's going to be harder to hit a moving target. And plus, if it's always moving, it's going to be harder for the person to predict where your head's going to be. Alright, launch forwards. Jab, cross, head. Pop up, move your head, good. To the side. To the side. Launch backwards. Cut the corner. When you cut the corner, just throw the hook and move the head. Alright, launch backwards. Forwards. To the side. To the side. Backwards. forwards, to the side, to the side, and time. All right, so just so before we come back, one drill that we're going to be doing when we come back is we're going to be doing a lot of jab, cross, slip, slip drills. All right, there's going to be a lot of drills and a lot of times where we're just practicing slip, slip, then striking, or slip, roll, hook, hook, whatever it might be. Okay. So when we're here, right, when we move our head, the only thing that I see is that we're moving our head a bit too much. We're doing, all right, and that's no longer moving my head, it's kind of moving my hips, right? I'm moving my hips more than I'm moving my head. So what I want to do, imagine, you know when you throw that punch and how you rotate? Kind of do that, but keep your hands up by your face. Like, rotate your hands almost to move your head. All right, does that make sense? All right, we're gonna do that a bit more than fighting stance. Punch forward, jab cross, move that head. Good, backwards, move that head. To the side, to the other side. Good, you guys. Now what I want us to do is after the slip, slip, add in a 3, so your front hook. So jab, cross, slip, slip, 3. All right. And backwards. Good. Forwards. To the side. To the other side. To the other side. Forwards. Backwards. Good, you guys. Forwards. Cut the corner. Cut the corner. Forwards. Backwards. Backwards. Cut the corner. Cut the corner. Forwards. Backwards. To the side. And time. Go grab a sip of water real quick. I know sometimes it's really hot out today, and so if there's any sort of dehydration, I want us to go grab a sip of water. All right, good. So just making sure we know what we went over today. We went over moving our head and adding in our hook. So when we cover out, right? So when we not cover out, so when we cut the corner, right? We cut the corner, we're adding in that hook, we're adding in moving our head. All right, that's where our next station is going to take us. There's going to be a lot more head movement and how to start to move around an opponent while striking. So now we're going to be talking about award of the month, which was courage, right? So 2 weeks ago, we kind of used the analogy of a firefighter. Last week, we talked about how courage is something that we build, not something that we're born with, right? And so today, we're going to be talking about other ways to build it. All right, so when we're building our courage, right, if we're already have that confidence, you know, to show our moves, to raise your hand to go first, little things like that, to have that type of confidence, right? If we're already there and those things it doesn't take much courage to do those things anymore, because you have the confidence now, right? Courage turns into confidence at minor levels, right? Courage can turn into confidence. These are things that are easy, right? Well, not necessarily easy, but it might be easy for you. So, what we can do if that's the case is finding ways to put ourselves out of our comfort zone to build our courage. All right, and that could be taking a leadership role in whatever you might be doing. For you guys, right? You guys are a bit older. Say becoming an assistant instructor could take some courage, right? Or whatever, other things outside of karate, asking for more of a leadership role. These are things that take courage and put more responsibility on us, right? And those types of things might make us uncomfortable, right? But if we are able to do these things consistently, always looking for a new challenge, always looking for something that makes us uncomfortable, whether it, and I'm not talking about things that make us uncomfortable because they're bad for us. I'm talking about things that make us uncomfortable because we're scared to do them. I like to use the analogy of a roller coaster, right? The first time, at least for me when I was younger, my dad had to convince me so hard to go on my first roller coaster, right? And when he convinced me, I was so scared when I got strapped in. But after the roller coaster was done, I was so excited. I had such an adrenaline rush, and I fell in love with roller coasters. And I like to use that analogy because it's a fun analogy, and it's one to easily grasp up there. The thing is scary. I go upside down, right? I don't feel that much in control, right? But when I did do it, I was able to find that, right? I mustered up the courage to do it, and now it's not something that takes courage at all. It's something that I'm like, yeah, whenever I go to an amusement park or whatever it is, I love going on roller coasters. All right, and that's what courage is. Courage is finding that courage to take the step in order to get out of our comfort zone, to make that thing that's not in our comfort zone a part of our comfort zone. All right, does that make sense, you guys? All right, perfect. So we're gonna finish our class here. Stand tall. And drop right, makes fist something goes on top. And say honor, respect, and loyalty is my strength. Wherever thou art, act well thy part. Rock solid Kenpo, the path to excellence. Make it a great life. I'm relentless. Put your hands together, come up and say rock solid. Mr. Kane is gonna meet you guys. You guys can say bye or anything along those lines.